What's up guys, today I'm going to be doing a guide to Ice Sub Super. The strategy has three key parts, as good strategies do, early, mid, and then late game. The way I play the strategy is that I play very passive and focus on defending / getting eco up. The thing that makes this strategy so strong is the fact that you can defend infinite DDTs. DDTs are the only thing to counter a bad balloon, because normally your opponent cannot stop a fortified bad on round 30. Another thing that's great about the strategy is that it does not require a bunch of XP. All you need is Icicle Impale, a Sub-Reactor, and the Tier 3 Dark Knight. It helps staff embrittlement, but it's not super important. Anyway, let's get right into the games. Alright, so to start off, you're going to go with the 2-1 Ice, and then you're going to want to upgrade that, and then we're going to go for a hero next. The alternate thing that I've been doing, actually, since I started playing this strategy, is I've been using a 0-0-1 with a hero, which is just one upgrade on the bottom path, which will defend round 1, and that way you can get your hero down really early. The optimal hero to use for this is Ocean Open, because if you didn't know, regular Open gives more buffs to druids, and Ocean Open is a little bit more focused on magic monkeys, so he's going to come in big late game and helping our super monkey. We're going to be sending reds, and then slowly as it goes around, we're going to be slowly changing to blues, then to whites. I'm going to cut to when we need to start placing the sub to protect us from the white balloons. All right, so whites are about to come next round, so we're gonna be placing our sub, and the goal of this placement right here is, if you see, when you target him on last, the airburst darts will hit, hopefully hit all balloons in this placement. You got to go for airburst darts, and then barb darts a little bit later. This will leak a little bit of whites, but not that much, so it's definitely better than just tanking it, obviously, with barb darts. If you're on a little bit smaller map like Glade or Kuru, you can go for triple darts, which will solo the whites, but it is a little bit of a just overspend. So yeah, as we're going to see here, it's going to let a few through, but not that many. It's just the timing with the ice. It can be tough, but this doesn't make this strategy any worse, because we're not really ever going to make it to round 40, just because the bad popping power in this lineup isn't that great. So it's just going to be a little bit easier if we kill him round 30 or lose round 30. But normally, if you make it to round 30, I don't think you're going to lose, which is really great with this strat. As we're coming up on, so there's two ways to do this. You can place the sub down a little bit earlier and get all the upgrades, all the up to tier 3. As you can see, we're going to place it right now. And once we have 1,500, we can sell and buy the reactor. Now this thing is extremely strong for the mid-game rounds and can solo everything, but that's eco sent pretty much. But sometimes it can get overrun by purples if you send a ton of purples. And the other thing that is that I recently got destroyed by some Rigo rainbows on Castle Ruins. You gotta watch out for that. We are going to upgrade the middle path, just because that can pop camo leads, and it gives it a little bit better of popping power, I think. So yeah, and then now we're going to be ecoing with yellow balloons, and ecoing with the strat, I like to try and greed and get the maximum eco. So I'm going to be sending yellows, and then alternating when I get lower to whites or greens. It depends, because you're not going to want to send stacked whites. So as you can see here, we alternate a little bit and regain some money, and then we use it all. But that way you're always sending balloons, and you're getting all that eco out. You can send lead balloons spaced, and that actually is good eco. But I just don't think I did it in this one. But yeah, so I believe now the next upgrade you can go for, as I said, purple balloons can get through. So what you're going to want to do is go for the tier 3 and tier 4 bottom path on the ice monkey if you need that. But normally you're not going to need that because they won't rush purple. So that's just an emergency. So we've got mid game here, and I put in 3 times speed just to speed it up a little bit because mid games can be a little bit boring because the strategy has the reactor, which is really strong, and as I said, the icicles. So I upgrade to the deep freeze just so I don't forget, because sometimes I'll go really late in the game with that 2 1 or 1 0 1 2 setup. I can't talk. We are going to flash the super monkey because we will try and bail a rush like right now. This is the time when he could rush us and we'll have enough money for the super monkey. But I don't think he's going to because he's playing pretty passive and his defenses don't look great. We're going to switch over to pink eco. So normally I like to switch over to pink eco around 1,800 because that's when I think it stops losing you money. So that's definitely really nice to get going. As you can see, it's going really fast. He didn't switch over to yellows. He seemed to like not eco very strongly at the start. So we kind of knew that we had this under control. Here's the AI mob. It's going to come in and we have our super monkey place to beat it because the AI mob will actually kill you if you don't have the super monkey down. I believe you can defend without the icicles, but I find them really helpful just to deter a rush and to just to destroy some AI like ceramics. The icicle is very, very strong against, which is definitely really nice to have with just that low super monkey that's just has the knockback and stuff. We're going to he's going to send a rush here. So he's sending the ceramics, which he thinks is going to get through. But as I said, the icicles will melt. Oben's totem actually comes in and completely blows him out, starting a regrow farm. But that's the only thing, to be honest, that's the only thing that's worse about Oben is that totem's not very good. Luckily, we have the sub there, so it's not going to regrow much because it's constantly popping them. But we have one Dark Knight down. Normally I like to go for something like 4 or 5 of the Dark Knights, but I don't think you have to. Most people aren't going to send big DDT rushes, but if you have the money, like on Docks, which is a very, it's very more towards favors late game, you can definitely go for more and still kill him by sending 2 bads. But this guy's going to be putting up some rocket storms, and he thinks I'm going to send, but really, I don't really want to risk the game on such early rounds. We're going to go for a reactor up here. You don't actually have to do this. I just wanted one up here just for safety purposes. Sadly enough, I actually died one time to the purple AI on Castle Ruins because I had Dark Knights and the Icicle couldn't see it and the Dark Knights couldn't see it, and they overwhelmed my reactor with rainbow balloons at the same time. Not rainbow rooms. And I lost the game, which was very sad. So I kind of traumatized by that, but you don't really need to go for that. We're going to get our Ice Monkey set up just so that if he sends a quick DDT rush on round 26, he'll be ready to just to hit that immediately instead of having to place him and go through. You're gonna want to go for the top path and the 4 bottom tier, the 4th tier, obviously. But you can see that my other icicles is different because the tier 4 is actually better with the deep freeze, I believe, and the tier 5 is only better with the tier with the top path because it pops metals. We're at 5,200 eco, which is actually crazy an amount of eco. This is just the power of Docks. It's such a good late game map, and you can just tell that this guy has no chance. He's not even ecoing at this point, and it's only around 26. I'd like to stop ecoing around 28 if the guy's showing a lot of aggression, but with this much money, I don't really have to. He hasn't really forced me to make any plays at all or force any defense, so we're probably just gonna relax. We put down our trees just for some extra money. They give I'm not sure the amount, but they give some pretty good money when you use them. Um, it appears that we're waiting for the round 28 or for him to send a DDT rush. I think I'm about to get my Dark Knights up, which I don't think it solos with one Dark Knight, but I'm actually not sure. I've never really tested it because I never wanted to lose. So I always play a little bit safe with the strat, because once you're at this point in the game with enough for icicles to get up, I can pretty much guarantee you're not losing. Unless they have ninja, sniper, dart lane, most towers cannot defend a BAD that's fortified on round 30. So at this point, our goal is just going to be get one more Dark Knight up, and you can tell I'm preparing for the defense because when I'm sending the bats, I don't want him to like quickly rush them through. So that's about all the defense we're going to need with the magic buff from Oben. So we are going to queue up the fortified down there just so that I can send the bats a little bit quicker. One of the only ways that I've ever lost this late, on docks is that the other opponent sent out a fortified bat first, and the slow effect doesn't affect the VAD, so he actually won. But normally that doesn't happen because I do have all 3 boosts in the pocket. So normally the opponent's already used a boost and I can win by simply just using them quickly. And now he's rushing us. But luckily for us, we don't actually have to worry about this because we have the tower that shreds the DDT, so we're not really worried about this. We're going to pop a Bloon boost, but I don't actually think you have to, so you can use them earlier if you need to. And yeah, now that's pretty much going to be the game. Alright, so we're going to get into the next game. This guy is actually someone that used meta, which is Dartlene, Sniper, Ninja. But instead of letting him get really far into the game, we tried to beat him mid-game. So this is going to show how to beat someone mid-game. We did go for the triple darts here because I was worried about dying, since this is a really bad sub map. But we're still going to use the strategy. So if you go triple darts, it defends all the whites. So you can save up till we have enough money to be able to get the reactor. So we're going to do that. And it will touch the whites and make it be able to pop them. So we're going to get some yellow action, which will boost our eco very quickly. As you can see, we're doing the greens to yellows. So that way we're burning through our eco, so we're not saving enough money. And that way we get higher eco quicker. We're going to send some camo leads. But actually the sniper cleaned it up, which I didn't actually think it would. But as you can see, meta is just extremely good. So I'm pretty annoyed with this guy. He's gonna get his first crate. He gets his sniper up, and you can see he's grading here. And so we've got to punish this guy for going for 2 snipers. So I'm going to take it out of fast mode. We're going to upgrade it to the deep freeze. This helps pop balloons a little bit quicker. We're going to get a quick super monkey up here because I know that I'm going to save up some money for a big rush, and I don't want to counter rush to kill me. Most likely though, meta players, if you send them a smart rush early game, they don't really know what to do because they're so used to just walking in and getting the win. But this rush probably wouldn't work as well against Hydra Rocket Pods, but if someone's grading like this, you should definitely go for the rush here because they will run away with the game if you don't take them out early. So as you can see, now we're going for it. He gets that first supply drop. He doesn't have Hydra Rocket Pods yet. And here they come in. And I believe we're going to be sending some super cerams behind it. I'm not sure if I do here in this clip, but definitely send super cerams behind. Yep, there we go. There we go. We actually had some lag in our mobs coming through, but the super cerams actually block. If you can see, they block some of the mobs, and it's going to go right through his defense. On a map that's not really good for sub-ice super, we're going to get the dub on meta, which always feels good. Alright, and for our last clip, we're going to show a quick late game match. This guy was druid farming and tap, which is actually a really strong comp and looks really fun. I haven't tried it out yet though. But I'm just going to show you guys the power of this strat late game. We're going to stop ecoing. around this round as well. So it's around 28 with 5,000 eco, and we're gonna send the bat. Um, as you can see, I have the icicle impales in the top corner. That's going to be the right spot for it with the ocean open trees down. He's going to be microing his spike factories, which is pretty scary because you can't send in DDTs behind it. But that's why we have the ice monkey, because he can wreck the DDTs. Just to showcase though, this is a really good player. This is Mopit. I've been slowly working up in this video because I was grinding Ace XP throughout this video and losing a lot using Ace, but having a lot of fun. Anyway, so this just shows you guys how strong sending the fortified bats are. Like, this is a really good defense in my opinion. Like, as you can see, he's got so many spike factories up. He's microing, but the DDTs pop, or the bad pops and the DDTs defeat him. If you've made it this far, guys, make sure you subscribe. This is the first video on this channel, and I hope to be making some more content. Thanks.